He has now beaten Israel Adesanya. He has beaten Robert Whittaker. He has beaten Sean Strickland. He beat Derek Brunson. He beat Brad Tavares. He's beaten so many guys that I don't know how you go about planning to beat this dude.
Like, he runs at you, throwing punches like you stole something from him, right? And man, like, it works. Okay, it works. I don't know how else to sum him up, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he would fit perfectly in a pub anywhere in Sydney.
The most difficult guy to deal with oftentimes is that guy who is not moving at a rhythm or a pace or in a way that you are used to. I would much prefer to go against, in many cases, someone who is highly technical, who I can read their patterns and movements really well, something that I'm used to, as opposed to someone who I have no idea what they're going to do next. And Dricus brings that. Again, not the prettiest thing, but it doesn't have to. Sometimes in combat, it doesn't have to be pretty. You just got to get it done.
A lot of people, and myself included, whenever I watch, I'm not gonna speak for people, I'm gonna speak for myself. So whenever I watch Dricus, I see him as, like, you know what I mean, he's kind of wild. He doesn't, his footwork isn't the best. He doesn't really, he kind of closes range by lunging in, right? And as a fighter, you really don't want to lunge, because lunging can get you in all sorts of trouble. Once you're in, you're committed, they make the right move, you're kind of stuck there for whatever they have to come back at you. So that's why lunging isn't typically recommended. Dricus is the guy that once he gets you going backwards, that's when he uses the spring. So he understands. So understanding that he don't have the footwork to actually move, to cut and get in and work his way in that way, and his way to get in is by lunging. He makes you retreat first, and then that's when he lunges and he gets on you after that.
And there's one other quality that I think describes him. It's simple, but it's not that often you see it. It's not every day, no matter how much talent someone has, that they have this. And what he has is the same thing that Usyk has in boxing: an ability to win, an ability to win, a drive, determination. A lot of people have that, but he's got that plus an uncanny way to do and know how to win.
Yeah, becoming champion is a culmination of 15 years of my life. The amount of times that I couldn't attend family matters, the amount of times that I couldn't attend weddings, just to get on top of my head. Great parties, that's never going to happen again. Like, once in a lifetime parties, I'm telling you, that I couldn't go to. And just the sacrifices that made, and to be able to see how proud my dad is of me, and all the support and love that my mom and dad has been giving me my whole life, my whole career, and they supported this. They wanted this just as bad as I did.
It's amazing. Everything from his execution to his game plan to his toughness to his ability to just get you to fold is something to behold. And Dricus is a damn problem, man. He is a savage. I see him beating pretty much. I think he's going to beat Strickland worse. I think he'll go through Imavov. I don't think Hamzat is tough enough or has the conditioning or has proven to have that to beat someone like Dricus Du Plessis. Like, I don't know. Like, I see that dude holding the belt for a little while, for sure. No question about it.
The game plans that this guy's doing for him and his coaches are absolutely unbelievable. For me personally, DDP is a guy who I'm baffled by. In all honesty, I'm completely baffled by his style, because you watch him, and to be quite brutally honest with DDP, you watch him and he looks a little, it's difficult to say, but a little bit inferior to his opponents in terms of technique. But it's amazing to watch because he obviously isn't inferior to his opponents in technique.
I would never hold Dricus up as the pinnacle of kickboxing technique, like a technical kickboxer. but it's just weird. He's running at you, like it's almost like angry flailing, and like it's like feral almost, but like it creates a circus.
Dricus is just the warrior. And I understand what you need to do to beat him. You need to be ready to leave it all there. Like, you need to be ready to die to beat him.
Du Plessis is one of those guys, Ray, that when he says he's willing to die in the cage to get the win, he absolutely means it.
Without a doubt.
And there, you know, a lot of people say it, very few mean it. He means it.
Dricus, mate, how do you sum him up? Dude's tough as nails. He's got ticker and he's got a headspace. Like, he's got the right mind space to go there. Like, he's willing to die on a shield. The dude's tough as nails. He is so awkward and cumbersome to watch, man.
He's well conditioned. He fights well when he's tired. Sometimes I don't know whether he's tired or not because of how kind of awkward his style is. He seems to be able to thrive when he's fatigued, and the times when Du Plessis is fatigued, he's also pushed his opponent to the stage where they're quite fatigued as well. And because he dwells better in that fatigue space, he tends to capitalize.
Du Plessis, all right, I'm pretty sure everyone has the same opinion because I get this same thing when people talk about my striking. I'm like, do I look just as bad as DDP when he's striking? Because it doesn't look great, but it works. The guy keeps winning. Somehow, some way, he finds a way to win. And it's not the prettiest, it's not the most suave, it's not the most fashionable way that you're taught in the gym to be technical and clean. The guy comes out there, he makes it ugly, and DDP gets the job done.
In terms of Dricus Du Plessis' style, there have been a lot of professional fighters who have publicly or privately criticized him and said, oh, he's not very good. And, you know, certainly there are things that maybe are undeniable. The footwork is awkward and unorthodox and maybe just a little bit sloppy. He is an offensive force. He is an offensive fighter that prioritizes offense. He prioritizes finishes, right? Doesn't have a lot of decision wins. And I think a lot of his style is something that is rooted in South African culture. And I might lose some people here, but part of his martial arts style is rooted in just straight desire and will.
I think what we run into sometimes with Du Plessis is the aesthetics of his style. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't look like what we're used to looking at. It's hard to break down. It's hard to even be an analyst for. Some of that's on us. Maybe we need to get used to what we're looking at.
And I think you have to give credit where credit is due. In Dricus Du Plessis, he's not the sharpest, he's not the cleanest, but there's just got to be power. I remember, I think it's been a while, it's been a few years, but I sparred him way back in the day. I don't remember. I always remembered, I always knew he hit hard, he swings hard, but now I feel like he's confident in that power to where if you really watch him, when he throws those big shots, both legs aren't on the ground. This guy must have some power because both legs aren't planted on the ground. He's almost leaping into the shots. Henry, you see him leaping into the shots to where it seems like those shots are hurting his opponents whenever he connects those shots.
I don't get the narrative surrounding Dricus Du Plessis. People, I speak to a lot of fighters, I commentate fights, I speak to fighters all the time. They all say, I don't get it. He's not very good. He's sloppy. He's bad to watch. I'm like, what are you talking about? I think he's tremendous on the feet. I think he does have a slight offbeat rhythm, but that's why he's so successful. He believes in himself. He walks people down the whole time. He blends takedown in seamlessly. The man's got ridiculous power. He's got a good gas tank, and he's one of the best finishers that we've seen in the middleweight division.
People look at my style and they go like, this guy looks like a gorilla on roller skates. He's sloppy. But that is this way I train. That is the way we do it. And that is not just how, that is how we have our style, and then we believe is superior. And we believe in that system because I believe in my coaches 100% in